Okay, so I'm Carl Pereira from more-selfesteem.com. As always, back here with another video, and today a slightly longer video. I want to just try and put all the different things together that we've been discussing, all the strategies that we've covered for building self-esteem. And in this video in particular, I want to talk about how you can use all those different strategies and combine them so that you can use them in a complete package, really, so that you can actually build your self-confidence. So let's concentrate more on this aspect of self-confidence and how to improve yours, because let's face it, self-confidence is pretty much at the root of everything you need to do. And if you're going to be successful in life, it's really, well, it's almost impossible without a good deal of confidence, isn't it? Confidence will take you through the difficulties, through the ups and downs. Confidence will give you resistance against tiredness and against what other people say, because people will always criticize you. You may even criticize yourself. Confidence can really protect your self-esteem and can really keep your motivation going. So that's really what we're going to cover with, what we're really going to cover in this video. So just stick with me. It's going to be worth it. And at the end, I've got a special offer for you. Okay, so I've talked about the aim today, really talking about self-confidence. So the first technique I'd like to talk about really is that you need always to affirm to yourself that basically you deserve success, that you deserve the good things in life, that you deserve to be loved, etc. And you need to affirm to yourself that you care about yourself and about your life. So affirmations, you've heard about affirmations, you've probably seen them, and I've got quite a few of them too on my website. Affirmations are really basically positive intentions, and if you repeat these, they can really change your psychology, they can really alter your mindset. Affirmations by themselves will not work. It's not just a matter of just getting up in the morning and repeating 20 affirmations and everything's going to magically fall into place. No, you actually got to say them with meaning. You've got to say them out loud, and you've got to take the meaning of those affirmations, the intention of those affirmations on board. You've really got to make an attempt to change your thinking. That's really how affirmations can help you. Once you have a more positive mindset, all these other strategies that we'll talk about should fall into place and should be much easier to follow. So positively affirming your intentions, what you want to do, your desires, and basically encouraging yourself, and using affirmations that you can find online from my website or wherever is very helpful. There is a lot of research online that will back up the fact that these affirmations can really help. Okay, let's move on to now something really important. You need honesty. If you're going to be self-confident, it's not about convincing yourself that you can do things which really are beyond you. It's all about being honest about your abilities and your talents, the achievements you've had so far. If you're honest with yourself, then you'll be happy with who you are. And if you're honest with yourself and honest with others, it's also very important not only to be honest with yourself, but to be honest with others. If you're honest with others, then you're going to get confidence from others too. People are going to see you as a more genuine person and respond to you in a much more positive way. Honesty means really accepting yourself for what you are. Self-acceptance is something else we've talked about, really important. Self-acceptance does not mean just accepting things the way they are and making the best of it. It means, yes, accepting things you cannot change about yourself, about your personality and your character, and accepting that we've got faults, accepting that we've got strengths and weaknesses, and going forward from that point onwards. So honesty and self-acceptance, of course, do kind of go together. If you're not honest with yourself, or if you don't accept yourself for what you are, then you're living in denial, basically. And then it's very, very easy to become very negative. This is where negative thoughts creep in, and self-confidence can turn to self-doubt. And then as others criticize you as well, and you begin to criticize yourself, it all collapses. So we've talked about affirming, we've talked about accepting yourself and accepting the realities. If you're really a kind-natured person, then accept that and move on from that. Don't try and be something that you're not. Don't look at other people and say, oh, they're successful because of the way that they behave, and try to modify your behavior. Now, try to make the best of what you have, accept that that is you, and be happy with it, but also look to develop yourself and improve too. Okay, let's now move on to making decisions. Making decisions is all about, I'm talking about making positive decisions, making the kind of decisions that will help you move forward. This is all based on the fact that you need to prioritize your own desires and not be worried about what other people think. If you're convinced that something is right for you, and if you're sure that it won't hurt anybody else, then go ahead confidently and make the decisions that you need to make to take that next step forward. It may only be a small step, but you will need to take some serious decisions. And I've heard so many people, people contacting me by email, people talking to me and writing to me, and I see that many people worry so much about what other people think and feel that they have so many responsibilities, which is true. We all have responsibilities, but you have a right to put yourself. Please don't be afraid for one moment to make decisions which are helpful for you and will take you positively forward. I'd like to now move on to, yes, we've all had failures and we've all had setbacks. It's much better to get into the habit of thinking about these as learning tools which will help you take another step forward. You cannot move forward, you cannot succeed in this world without failing, but it's how you think of those failures. We talked about that before. Setbacks are not failures. Setbacks are just ways to move forward, ways to avoid. Learning what doesn't work will take you closer to finding out what does work. Let's take the example of children at school. Let's say learning a language. Learning a language really depends on a lot of confidence. This is something that I've experienced because I have learned 4 or 5 languages over the years, and it's a really difficult thing to learn languages. You require a lot of commitment, and sometimes it seems that progress is extremely slow and hard. But you need to keep moving forward to learn a language, and you need to really put into practice everything that you learn. And you do fail, you do make mistakes, you do say the wrong thing, you do mix up the pronunciation and so on. But you have to keep going forward and learning from those mistakes. So don't be put off by setbacks or failures. In regards of confidence, one of the biggest things that can affect your confidence is what other people say. If you're concerned too much about what other people tell you, and if your confidence is low, then you can make a mistake of actually believing what they say, or actually letting it affect your mindset and dragging you down, and before you know it, you're in a spiral and you just give up. Well, you need to protect yourself. You need to protect your self-esteem, and you need to protect your self-confidence. How do you do that? Well, we've talked about protecting your self-esteem on social media in another video, and I'll put the link down below. But what I'd like to talk about now really is how to protect your self-esteem from day to day. Well, you need to go through every day, you need to go through at least 5 or 6 things that you're thankful for in your life, and really think about those things. What is actually working, what is actually good in your life, and go over those 2 or 3 times a day. Like we said before, use affirmations to try and bump up your positive thinking. And I'd really like to move on and say that you need to protect yourself from the words of others. You really need to stop and question what others say to you, their comments. Is there a hidden motive? Are they jealous of you? Actually, one thing that I found really helps is to be aware that a lot of people who criticize you, actually, they do it to cover up their own insecurities. So a lot of times people will say hurtful things or negative things to you, but they're really only doing it to cover up for their own worries, their own problems, their own negativity, and they're kind of projecting it onto you. So please, if you're aware of that, and if you recognize that in other people, it'll really help you to discount or to at least question what they're saying. Is what somebody has said to you based on truth or real, or is it just a nasty comment or a completely false comment? Don't accept what other people tell you. Question, and I'm sure that will boost your confidence as well, as you realize that what they're saying is not necessarily true. It's just their view. Why do you let other people's thoughts rule you? Your own thoughts are the most valuable, the most helpful, should be the most helpful to you. So don't forget to protect your self-esteem and protect your self-confidence. Like I say, be thankful for all the good things in your life. And even if you're thinking your life has hit rock bottom and it's terrible, I guarantee that you can always draw up a list, 5, 6 things that you're happy and thankful for. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is self-compassion. You need to basically be kind to yourself, helpful and encouraging to yourself, because if you haven't got self-compassion, if you're not kind to yourself, who's going to be kind to you? At least you need the support of yourself. Once you have that, your confidence will improve and you'll be unbeatable actually. So basically, in order to be confident, you need to put together all these elements and you need them all working together. Now, it may sound like a lot of things. So there are certain steps that you can take, not only to improve your mindset, but to actually move forward stage by stage to building this self-confidence. And if it does sound rather difficult for you to do this all yourself, let me help you with this. And I'd like now to offer you that, I have a self-confidence 90-minute downloadable audio, which I've prepared. And many people have used it and found it very helpful. And I'm sure you will too. It builds on what I've said here. It gives you examples and activities are included in it as well. And I'm sure that after listening to this 90-minute audio, you'll be in a much better position. You'll be much clearer about what you need to do to go from where you are now to a stage where you're confident. So just imagine for a second, if you can, what life would be like if you had that unbeatable, unstoppable confidence. It's not impossible. It's not something that only other people can have. You can have it too. And I'd like to explain to you in my audio. I hope that this video has been helpful. I hope that you will go and watch some other videos on my channel. But I advise you to check out, and the link is down below, check out my self-confidence 90-minute audio, which you can download from my website immediately. It's on at a very reasonable price right now, at a very low special price. I'm holding that price for a limited time. So go check that out and see if it's something that you might take advantage of, something that might help you. And don't forget that if you do want to try it, There is a money back guarantee, so you've basically got nothing to lose. So go to the link down below. Also, I'd like to say, yeah, there's a comment section below, and if you've got any questions or comments to make about this video, anything that you didn't understand or you'd like to ask me more about, I'm always open to comments, and I certainly check them often, and I will answer the comment down below. And I think I'm going to finish my video there. It's been a bit of a long one, but I hope it's been helpful. Please, in the comments, let me know anything that you'd like me to talk about in a future video. And I'd like to ask you specifically the following question. What issues with your confidence do you have right now? And what help do you need? How are you going to become more confident? And what have you actually done in the last few days to improve your confidence? So please, let's have some conversation going on below. I'd love to join in and love to answer your questions. Tell me what your concerns about self-confidence are, what your issues are right now, and I'd love to know. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. See you in a next video. All the best. Bye.